I know that I said I'd show both of the legs of the first round of the Europa League, but as we dominated the first match, I thought it'd be better to just show the second leg, and I thought we'd play Liverpool again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Manager part 6, I believe is to be. Yes, so let's do a quick recap of since you were last with me. So last time you were with me was the Burton and Everton game, and it has been perfect once again, all in the Premier League and in the FA Cup. We progressed against Wolves. We played a rotated team against Wolves in the FA Cup and still managed to progress. A big 3-0 win. We also drew Leeds in the 5th round of the FA Cup and beat them 2-1. We played the first team against them because obviously it's a big derby with Leeds. I know I said I'd show both legs of the Europa League, but the first match was such a domination, even though we did come up against Lord Bentner himself, even though he had a shocking game, but a 5-0 demolition in the first round. So we'll be showing the second leg and Liverpool in this game. This is what the Premier League is looking like then. We're currently 7 points clear at the top of the table with 12 games to go. It's ours to lose at this point. Martial, joint top scorer with Aubameyang. And we've also done some transfers. So, we've let a couple of players go. Romero, I can't remember if he went in the last episode, but Romero went to PSG. I know these two went. Napoli, Darmian went to Napoli for 18 million. We loaned out our Brazilian central midfielder that we signed because he couldn't get a work permit. So hopefully while he's on loan at Portugal, he can get a work permit there and make life so much easier. But we signed some players as well. So we signed Memphis Depay. We signed Brent Van Peetgram, as I'm going to call him, Peetgram. I probably murdered that name. 1-star current ability, 2.5 potential. This was a player that my director of football offered not much money for. 100 grand it was. I mean, he might not make any appearances, but it's a young left back, which is what we haven't got. We haven't got anyone to obviously back up for Luke Shaw. We signed Bruno Fernandes. We confirmed that transfer, 64 million. 3.5-star potential, 3.5-star current ability. So he was a good signing. He comes in as the 4th best attacking midfielder and the 2nd best central midfielder. And he will be partnering Pogba for a few years to come. And we saw this lad, James Rodriguez, on the transfer list at Real Madrid. We paid 47 million for him, which is a bit of a steal. 2 appearances in the Premier League, 1 goal already, 1 player of the match scoring on his debut. So couldn't really say no to that. But that was our transfer window. Right then, this is the lineup to go out there and play Rosenborg in the second leg. We're going to go with Pereira in goal. A back 4, Fosu Mensah, Twanzebe, Bailly, Dalot. Midfielder, Fred and McTominay. Front 3 is going to be Chong, Lingard and Pereira with Rashford up front. Pereira has got a bit of a sulk on after signing Bruno Fernandes because he thinks he's coming in to replace him. Obviously, Pereira wasn't even in the team to be replaced anyway, so I'm not too sure why he's got a sulk on. I could imagine if it was someone like Mata getting a sulk on, because obviously bringing in Bruno Fernandes and James Rodriguez would obviously make anyone think that place is in risk. I can't wait for all of it to be about why aren't you playing some team? Yeah, there we go. You've chosen to leave Paul Pogba out. La da 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 da. Yes, yes, yes. Complacency is not a worry. Right, let's slow that down. That's the speed I play on while I'm trying to get everything moving on. Show goals as well. Right, okay. So, I mean, we got given a pretty nice team to play in the first round of the Europa League. I mean, the group we had was perfect. Like, there was no way we were not going to be getting out of that group. It's just about, can we avoid the big teams? I haven't really checked who else is in the Europa League. I'll probably have a look after this. I'm sure the draw will be in this episode as well. But if we can avoid some of the bigger teams until maybe the closing stages of the competition, that'll make life a lot easier for us. Obviously, like I said, we're only planning to do one season of this just to see how it goes. Making these videos are nice and easy, which is always nice as well. The ones that will be interesting will be the transfer windows, obviously the summer transfers, getting ready for each new season. So maybe I might do 2 seasons to see how one of those are to make and to edit. But if you are just listening to this like it's some sort of podcast, like I recommended, we are 1-0 up, 6-0 in aggregate, and we have just won a penalty, and Rashford's just made it 2-0. 7-0 in aggregate, 12th goal of the season for Marcus Rashford. He's not been firing on all cylinders like I hoped he would. Obviously, it doesn't help that I've essentially dropped him now. Martial's gone from being the left midfielder to being the out-and-out striker, and we put Depay on that left midfield, who we've also put on free kicks, and Depay has been scoring a lot of free kicks since he's turned up. That was one of the promises I made to him, that when he signed, he would become the free kick taker, and he has taken that into his stride. But I feel for Rashford a little bit. I'm not going to be selling him. He's always going to be in my first team plans. It's just about, if I could get him firing on all cylinders like I know he can, then there'd be no reason to drop him. But at the minute, Martial's had a fantastic season, closing in on 20 plus goals for the season, which isn't bad considering he hasn't reached that number before for Manchester United. As far as I'm aware, he probably has, and I probably look like an idiot right now. I'll check that in a second, but we've just got 3-0 up. Chong scored the third one. That's a fantastic save from the Rosenborg goalkeeper there. Jesus Christ. Denying Chong for his second goal. Corner in now, and it's just cleared away. 18 shots, it's been 2 for them so far. This gegenpress has really done the job here at Manchester United. Like I said at the start of the series, we got a lot of players who have got a lot of energy in them, a lot of young players. McTominay, being that box-to-box midfielder, just suits him right down to the nail. He just runs and runs for days. And obviously, always the front three, Daniel James, Martial and Rashford, whoever it might be, or Depay, they've got speed for days, which just makes them so hard to deal with from the opposition when they're always being closed down by those front three players. Rosenborg have just had a player sent off just to make life harder for them. Rashford with another free kick on the edge of the box, just over the crossbar. Makes you think, would Mata or would Depay have put that one in? Players are starting to look complacent, just need to tell them to sort it out passionately. Keep going out there, lads, you're doing very well. And we're just gonna tell them to oh no, that's the wrong one. Shouts, just get a bit creative. Don't get pressured by it. Just do what you've got to do. Play a natural game. But so the Premier League, I don't know if one of the games got rescheduled, because I'm sure we were supposed to be playing Tottenham after these Europa League matches, but for some reason it's Liverpool now, so something must have changed. But Liverpool's still a big game. Like I said before when we played them earlier in the season, the biggest game in English football is Liverpool v Man United. If we could do the double on them this season, that would be extra nice as well. United on the attack, another good save by the Rosenborg keeper. 40 shots we've had, but we've only had 2 clear-cut chances and we're winning 3-0. So, I mean, we're putting our chances to good use even when they don't come thick and fast. Right then, let's make some changes. Angel Gomez on for Lingard. Who else shall we take off? We haven't got any out-and-out central midfielders. So we will take off Fred for Juan Mata, see what he can do in the middle of the park. Bit more attacking playmaker. Ball was just with Bentner. We can't let him score against us, because otherwise I will never be able to live that down. 15 minutes remaining then. Another easy match for Manchester United on the attack. Dalot now. McTominay in the middle of the park. Gomez finds Mata. The initial shot was blocked and he took the rebound as well, just past the post. But yeah, so we did pretty well in terms of transfers for the January transfer window. When I sold Matic to Monaco, all the players got a bit worried about the strength in depth. So I knew originally I needed a couple more central midfield players. I just didn't know that James Rodriguez would be on offer for that cheap. I mean, 47.5 million pounds for a player of that quality. Still quite young as well. He's got a few good years in him. You can't really say no to that. McTominay making it 4-0 on the night. Third goal of the season for him. But Bruno Fernandes, also a player that we were chasing in real life. Couldn't get him in the end, but I'm sure Ollie has got a plan for another central midfielder. Because obviously, if you think about it, if we lose we lose Pogba and Matic, we've just got Fred and McTominay, no one behind them who can cover in central midfield. We lost obviously Fellaini and Ander Herrera last season, and we didn't really bring anyone in to replace them. But that's the end of the game. It's a 4-0 win, and we're through to the next round of the Europa League. But for now, let's get a second round draw and let's find out who we're playing in the next round. Right then, here we go. A lot of big teams still in this. Bayern Munich is the only team that's showing up. 16 teams less. Let's have a look who else. Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Liverpool, Lazio, Seville. There's a lot of big RB Leipzig. There's a lot of big teams left in the Europa League. Let's see if we can get a nice team. Right then. Wolves. We'll take Wolves. We know we can beat them. Nope. Lazio and Manchester United. Let's have a look. Where are they currently in Syria? Third in Syria. They're having a pretty good season. Let's have a look. Oh, no. Let's see how far behind they are of Juventus. Juventus are fourth. What's going on there? Napoli top of the league. But Lazio, that'd be a good game. But for now, let's draw the rest of the round. Some big matches. Bayern Munich, Seville, that'd be nice. Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund as well. Get a couple of the big teams out there. But let's go play Liverpool. Right, big games require big players. And we have got the biggest of games against Liverpool. And we're going to be putting out our strongest team. Obviously, we're going to be playing McTominay instead of Fernandes. But De Gea in goal. The usual back four of Luke Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. McTominay and Pogba in midfield. Depay, Rodriguez and James all in behind. Anthony, Martial. Let's get into this. So, hopefully, after that first early season win against Liverpool, we can repeat that. Obviously, this time, they've got Salah. They didn't have Salah when we played them last time, but we've got James Rodriguez, and we've got Depay, and we've got Fernandes ready to come off the bench as well. I expect nothing but a win to keep this run going. Always a tremendous occasion, yada, yada, yada. Right, let's get this game underway. If we win this game, we can go 7 points clear, still at the top of the table, with 11 games to go. That puts us in a very, very strong position to actually go ahead and win the league. Obviously, anything can change in this game. Being 10 points ahead of Man City is always handy, though, knowing that they will have a hard job trying to sneak up on us, which is always nice to know early on in the match. And it looks like Liverpool have got a counter-attack going here. Henderson literally just ran through all of our players, but we managed to let the ball go wide. And a cross in now, and Liverpool counter-attacking out to Salah wide. But it's a great save by De Gea, denying Mohamed Salah. And it is all Liverpool at the minute. We need to get our heads on, show some passion, fire them up. That's what we like to see, but they're also inspired. We just need to get some more shots away. It's very unlike us to not get any shots going. One shot after 35 minutes is very, very strange. It's normally always the other way round. Tell them to get creative. I think the first half is going to end 0-0 here. Unless Liverpool can do something just before half time. It's out wide to Trent. In it goes to Origi. And it's just wide. That was very close. But it's half time here. And we need to be doing a lot better. Far from pleased from what I just saw. Fire them all up. Demand more as well. If a loss is not awful, but it's not great, we can afford a loss, but we don't want to be taking losses. If we could go and win every game, then that makes life so much easier for us. Depay is looking nervous. He might have to come off, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. Rashford could come on. Fernandes for McTominay. Some good substitutions that I'm able to make now, but Daniel James is injured. That's not ideal at all. Jesse Lingard can go out wide. Maybe he can make himself a hero here. Obviously, he's not as quick as Daniel James, but if we can get some sort of counter-attack going, that would be lovely. It's with Rashford out wide. Big ball over the top for Martial, and that's a cracking challenge on the Liverpool defender. Now they've got a chance to counter here. They've got a lot of men up ahead of us. Pogba, good challenge there. Mane still. Robertson, cracking challenge there by Lingard. And the highlight just drifts away. Time to show some passion for the last couple of minutes. And we could have just earned a penalty here. The referee going over to VAR to see what he's saying on Wijnaldum. And the referee is saying it's a penalty. And Pogba will be taking this despite him missing a penalty just recently against Wolves. Can Pogba make himself the hero here? And he does! Tucks it away into the bottom corner. And that's a lovely penalty by Paul Pogba. We don't need to see a replay of the penalty, but that puts us in fantastic position. 5 minutes left to go, just having to concentrate. Surely that is it. Seeing the game out now. Very unlike us to have less shots than the opposition, but it doesn't matter. Full time here, and it's 1-0 to Manchester United. A Paul Pogba penalty. Assertive. Don't let yourself get complacent for the next match. But that is a huge win. That puts us 10 points clear with 11 games to go. But let's have a look when we will be coming back. And I'll tell you what, that looks like a good position there. So we're going to do the second leg of the Europa League and the FA Cup 6th round against Manchester City. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.